on the bench, a Brother VX1500. This is a machine that I've been fixing machines to give away, and this is a machine somebody asked me to just take a look at. So we'll pop the needle out of there, and I've been told that the lower tension here is not correct, but I haven't tested the machine. First things, I'm just going to clean this, so we'll pop the bobbin out of the case, and the bobbin looks okay. Oh, that was stuck in there. And that hook race cover is a little dirty, but also gummy, so definitely needs a bit of oil in there. And a wiping. There's this ridge under the outer edge of the hook, and that is a good place for filth to build up, so it's always a good idea to brush very specifically deep into that groove behind the ridge there. That hook feels okay, so that's that. Little tip and So I've been getting these machines to give away off of Facebook in free groups and stuff. It is currently spring where I am. I don't know when this video will come out, but that means that my last time that I asked, I usually go in about once a month looking for sewing machines. I had a lot of people, because of spring cleaning, suddenly realized they had a sewing machine they didn't need. And I'm gonna need to pop that needle plate off. And I've been working on other stuff on this table, so I don't have my tools right now. Okay, well, so I'll stop and go get tools. Have tools. Now, how gummed up it was on the hook race, I assume that there's gonna be, yep, there's oil buildup underneath the needle plate as well. There. Okay. Yep, there was a lot of lint built up under the feed dogs here. Between the dogs, they sit up underneath the plate, and there's the metal that bridges these gaps. That all had plenty of lint built up under it. So that's definitely this machine's had a lot of use, which is nice, but I'll have to remind the owner to stop and clean it and properly oil it once in a while. These screws holding the needle plate down were very tight. Possibly from the factory, but they just need a light they just need to be a little snugger than finger tight. They do not need to be cranked in there the way they were when I just did this. So since there we go, make sure we got oil in there since they did run this basically dry. There we go. Oh, and I see now that we did that bit of cleaning, there is a thread there. That thread. Oh, they've there. That thread was stuck down in on the stuck down in on here. So, all right, got that stray thread picked out of there. Now, we'll pop the hook and race back on, and let this alright, seems to be working. After brushing around in there, that bit of lint was loose, and then when I ran the machine it popped that out. So that's good. Let's see now. I've got this is not a regular spot to oil. It's a very, very infrequent spot to oil, but once you've cleaned out your presser or your feed dogs from all the lint like this machine had, I like to put the tiniest dab of oil on the presser foot. And I know that will sometimes encourage buildup, but initially it helps the machine work the buildup out, because if it's got a little lubrication, it works that out instead of holding it in place. Here is the piece of fabric that was on this machine from the time they used it. It's black and has black thread in the bobbin case, so let's see what else we got in here. Oh, there's a bobbin that was loaded with white thread. So we'll swap that bobbin for white thread, and wow, that bobbin tension feels very tight, but we'll see what happens first. There we go. Okay. There. We'll use this thread. Let's see now. We've got a hook on the back, down through the front, around here. Just there we go. The tension's set for the middle. All right. Well, let's okay, well, I didn't pick up the thread properly. We'll just give it a shot and see what happens. So, middle tension. I'll put my other bobbin case aside, and just gonna take the screw entirely out of this bobbin case. Oh, and no surprise, this spring is all dirty and gummed up. Oh yeah, okay. Yep. There, wipe all the dirt that was on the side of the bobbin case off, and we'll take a dab of oil on our spring, and then use that oil to wipe the filth off the back of the spring. And now line up our itty bitty bobbin case screw, start it, and then when you assemble a bobbin case, make sure that all the fingers on the end here are going into the correct slots before you start tightening the screw down. And I just hold that in place and snug this screw in place, or screw up while I hold the spring down. But I don't tighten the spring until I get, and I'm gonna actually loosen that up. That feels pretty good. We'll give it a little. There, that feels really good. This machine was so tight. The good news is that I did have a upper thread problem, because that got resolved when I made sure that I had the top behind the tensioner again. So oh, this hook has a catch on it. That's what's going on. So when you the hook, like I had kind of run my finger over it, but you need to drag your finger backwards up it. And if you drag your finger like this and feel a little catch, that means the hook is bent and you need to polish it off again. Alright, let me go get a tiny bit of sandpaper, and we'll polish that hook tip, because having that rounded hook tip, it is rubbing the thread and cutting. That's what's cutting that lower thread, is that hook tip.